There we go. Hey everyone. Okay, so I'm excited for this topic today. Just trying to see because lately I've been noticing that I don't see people's comments, and I want to actually answer your comments on here. So I hope that I can figure this out. Okay, so the most common question freelancers have in the beginning is what is the best way to land clients? And the bottom line is without clients, you don't have an income and you don't have a freelance copywriting business. So knowing how to land clients is the most important, like one of the most important things for you to learn, other than obviously copywriting. So different people advise different strategies, and I don't think that my approach is a one size fits all. I just share the experience that I had building my freelance copywriting business from scratch and going from unemployed to full-time freelance copywriter in as little as 4 months. And I land my first client in 1 month cold pitching. So by the end of this video, you're going to understand why cold pitching is the most effective strategy, but you'll also know why you have every right to get yourself out there and get on platforms like LinkedIn and cold pitch and introduce your services. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Christine. I'm a freelance copywriter in the B2B technology niche. But before I became a copywriter, I was in sales for 10 years. So the reason why I'm creating my course, 30 Days to Paid, is because I'm actually sharing the strategies that I learned as a salesperson in terms of how to get in front of people, how to cold pitch, how many messages to send, how to structure your messages, all of that. So comment down below and let me know if cold pitching, maybe you think cold pitching is for you, but you don't know where to start, because I can help you with that. Okay. So the number one reason why I advise cold pitching is that you create your own opportunities this way, and it puts you in control. So when you set a set amount of cold pitches to ideal clients, a percentage of those messages, when they're done right, they convert to a certain amount of opportunities. So in sales and marketing, they call it a conversion rate. It's just a matter of how many messages you're sending. This amount of tries results in this amount of booked calls, and that converts to paying customers. So by setting your own outreach goals, you're really taking destiny into your own hands, and you're playing a numbers game. That's something that we're taught in sales that's really second nature, but I don't think most people think of it that way. And it might seem impersonal, or it might seem like, oh, a numbers game, I don't want to be salesy. But this really is the key, is sending a certain amount of messages that are going to convert to a certain amount of clients. So number two, cold pitching makes you a proactive person instead of reactive. So without cold pitching, you are looking at opportunities that are already posted online, whether it's scouring job listings, whether it's getting on platforms like Fiverr or Upwork. You're looking at lists and trying to narrow down the ones that happen to fit your ideal niche, your ideal client. And you're basically just seeing, if they need a writer, or they're telling you. So methods other than cold pitching require you to wait for companies to create these opportunities rather than putting yourself out there proactively. So when you cold pitch, you actually have the opportunity to catch someone before they even post that job, so you can get ahead of the curve. And just in general, running your own business, which is what freelancing is, it requires you to be proactive, right? So whether it's improving your profile along the way, whether it's requesting testimonials from your clients, these are things that you're going to have to do anyway. So you really want to build that muscle and get in the habit of being a proactive person in your business. Number three is that cold outreach results in higher quality, higher paying clients. So being on Fiverr and Upwork is more of a passive approach. And some people might disagree with me because they're like, well, I send pitches and proposals on Fiverr and Upwork and these platforms. But even if you are sending proposals actively, you're limited to the clients that are on that platform and that are, happen to be hiring, and they're usually not the most high paying clients. So I've never been on that platform, so I can't sit here and be like, yes, I know exactly what goes on in the platform. I've just spoken to so many writers that tell me that you cannot command high rates on that platform. And for me, even hearing that going, before I started becoming a copywriter and I was figuring out how I was going to do this, I skipped Fiverr and Upwork and I started cold pitching, and that was able to give me a quick start. The minute I heard that they take a percentage of your earnings, it was not the platform for me. And if you go on a profile or a platform like LinkedIn and have your profile on there, that's literally free marketing and they do not take any cut, and it's none of their business what you're doing on that platform. So with the time and the money that you're spending on being on these bidding platforms, these freelance sites, these sending proposals, you could be on a free platform like LinkedIn, growing your network, sending compelling messages to your ideal clients, and getting that free exposure and visibility. So I just suggest that spend your time wisely. So I know there's a lot of different thought processes on how to get freelance copywriting clients. I'm not saying that my way is going to work for everybody, but I do, in my newsletter, my blog, my videos, tell you in detail exactly how I built my freelance copywriting business from scratch. I do believe that other people with different writing backgrounds, or maybe who have worked in marketing, maybe they won't have the same experience that I do, which is literally I was not a professional writer when I started copywriting. I started from scratch. I started from zero. I would say the only advantage I had, and the reason why I haven't taken a how-to copywriting class, meaning like here's the art of copywriting, is because I was already a trained sales professional. So I had gone to so many seminars, I had read so many books about how to persuade customers, how to overcome objections, what makes people buy, the psychology, all of that. Because of that prior knowledge and so many years being in that career field, I was able to just read a book on copywriting and say, okay, I understand what I'm supposed to be doing. I already know how to write because writing was a hobby of mine. So I kind of just combine the two. So, when I feel like one day I am like the best copywriter on earth, I probably will make a course on like how to actually copyright and what are the principles of copywriting, because that stuff is super fascinating. And there's so many people out there that are creating good courses on that. So like there's Copy Hackers, Filthy Rich Writer is another one. So it's not that I have anything against the how to copyright courses, but my course more focuses on how to acquire clients, because getting hands-on experience is always going to be more useful than taking a course. So a lot of it can be self-learned. You just have to have the common sense to read the right books and to get in front of the right clients and have them give you that chance. And what I can say from my own experience of hiring writers is that having somebody that's really experienced or a veteran copywriter isn't always, this gold mine that you think it is. Sometimes we want people who are just hungry to learn, who are showing a natural adeptness at this art and can really grasp concepts quickly. And that doesn't always mean that it'll be a veteran copywriter. Sometimes that's somebody new who's dying to get their foot in the door. So I'm really glad that I'm on the hiring side where I actually hire writers now, because I'm understanding that I never had to be insecure about being new, about being inexperienced. It never really deterred me or hurt my ability to do these jobs. Now I know that for a fact. So let me just summarize this. So here's why I suggest cold pitching. It puts you in control. So in life, we can only control our actions, our own output. So when you play the numbers game, you are putting yourself in control. And if you're playing the numbers game, by the way, and you're sending a lot of pitches and you are not getting responses, obviously nothing's guaranteed, but if you're not seeing results, you have to look at how you set up your foundation. Have you chosen your niche? Have you set up your LinkedIn profile? Are you being strategic about what type of clients you're reaching out to? What is your pitch composed of? How is that message structured? What does your portfolio look like? Have a second set of eyes on all of this stuff so that you understand why you're not getting results, because a certain amount of cold outreach should result in a certain amount of conversions. Cold pitching my point number two is that cold pitching is proactive. So instead of waiting for job listings, you can start putting yourself out there proactively and getting ahead of opportunities. And then third, cold outreach just results in higher paying clients, higher quality clients. All of my copywriting colleagues that I speak to, when I ask them how they got into this field and how they built their business, it's through cold pitching. Maybe they started on Fiverr and Upwork, and that was a good foot in the door. So that's why I said I'm really not dissing those platforms. But if you're trying to kind of walk this narrow path of like, hey, I am not a copywriter, I am unemployed, I need money now. That's, the roadmap that I put out there is, hey, there's a certain amount of steps that you take logically in this chronological order of choosing your niche, building your own writing samples, getting your own website, proactively pitching clients. There is a trajectory you can follow that will help you get there quicker and sooner. So if you want to learn how to cold pitch and you are like, okay, I'm on board with this, I'm ready to send these messages, but you want to make sure that you're doing it right, that you're not sounding salesy, and that you're giving yourself the highest likelihood of your messages being responded to so you can book these calls, go to paidcopywriter.com and download my free cold pitch templates. They will actually show you screenshots of things that I have said to customers or prospective clients and things that have been said to me now that I'm in the role of hiring writers. And I'm like, wow, this really worked. Like, I moved them on through this interview process because it was a great pitch. The structure of your messages is really key. Understanding whether or not you're doing it right before you start sending a ton of pitches is really, really important. So thanks for sharing or showing up today live with me, guys. And whether or not you're live or you're just watching this later on a replay, comment and let me know how I can help you, because I answer every comment and every message. Have a good day.